What's up guys, it's Greta and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be five different hairstyles from the widows in the Black Widow movie. So this isn't just Nat and her sister Yelena in the Black Widow movie. This is the other girls who are widows and the braided hairstyles that they wore during the movie. So I went back through it. I rewatched some of those parts where the widows were in it just so I could look at the braids, because I initially saw them and was like, wow, there's so many cool braids. I definitely want to make a video for this one too. And since you guys have really enjoyed my previous one with the Black Widow and Yelena's hairstyles, I thought I would do this one too. Let's get into it. But I'm going to pause for a moment and say, this is my new YouTube space. I'm moving to this new house. And it's not really set up for a studio yet. The color of the walls is pretty terrible. It looks really green in here. And the lighting is, I gotta figure this out. So, also it's kind of echoey because it's really empty in here. I tried to throw some towels and blankets on the floor to absorb some of that. I know it should be on the walls, but I don't have anything to hang them. So anyway, one day I will get curtains and figure this out and figure the lighting out and paint the walls and all that fun stuff. But for now, this is what we have, and we're just gonna go with it. So it looks a little bit different than my normal videos, but let's just jump right into the Widow's braided hairstyles from the Black Widows movie. So I decided to do only the braided hairstyles that were in this movie. So there were a few other hairstyles that were either just down or in a bun or something. And like, you know, those are fine, but the braids are really what this channel is about and what I enjoy to do. So I want to show you what kind of hairstyles they did. The first three are, I'm going to kind of combine them in a sense. So I'm going to do the first one and then it's going to morph into the next two. And that'll cover the first three hairstyles. I'm going to take my rings off because they tend to get stuck in my hair while I'm braiding. And I just want to let you know you are going to be needing some elastics for this, as well as, you know, your hairbrush to make sure it's not tangly and some clips to keep it separate in different sections. So the first one we're going to be doing is 3 braids. And all the braids in this are Dutch braids. So if you don't know how to Dutch braid, I do have a video on that and I'll leave it in the links below. And also I'll put it up here for you to click on. So the first one is 3 Dutch braids. So it's gonna be 1 down the center and 2 on the side. So I'm just gonna kind of show you how I'm going to part the hair, and then I'll braid and I'll speed it up because this is gonna be a long video. It's got a lot of different hairstyles. I'm going to be speeding through a lot of this stuff that you guys should already know how to do in terms of the kinds of braids or when it gets like repetitive. Okay, so here's how I'm going to part the hair for this style. So typically I would do like a center part, but I want to do parts on the side. So this is going to come from like, I've got a mirror here that I'm going to look at for a moment. So probably like here at the arch of my eyebrows, and I'm gonna go back. And sometimes I just like to tip my head down and let my fingers just kind of move with the head. Take this section and pretty good, not great. Oops, dropped my comb. The section's fine, it's just too thick. So I'm actually gonna do probably a little less up here. And the reason it's too thick is because these are much thinner than this. I want them to be a little bit more even. So make sure that your section on top is fairly even to your sections on the side. So I'm just gonna bring it in a little bit more. Okay, much better. So with a lot of these hairstyles, as I referred in the last video, is it doesn't seem like a lot of them were so perfectly done up. Like your parts don't have to be super extremely perfect. There are a few in here that I feel like are a little bit more like thoughtfully done, but this is just a little more rough. I mean, if you're basically this super woman spy, you are probably not taking that much time to do your hair. So here's what this section looks like. All right, so I'm gonna go speed through this part and just braid the sides and the top, and that's gonna be our first style. All right, guys, this is the first hairstyle completed. This is the 3 Dutch braids. Okay, so you got that one down the center. And yeah, that completes the first one. This one will morph into the next 2. So let's get right into the next one. For the second one, I'm just gonna undo each braid one at a time so it's a little bit easier because I wanna keep these sections separate. So I already undid the top section and I'm just gonna re-braid that nice and tight to the kind of back of the crown or to the apex, which is the highest point of the head, or wherever you're gonna put your ponytail, as long as it's kind of like a high pony. So that's what this next section or next hairstyle is all about. So nice tight Dutch braid, which a Dutch braid is folding under, not over. Over is a French braid. Dutch braid pops out and is shown more. It's also what cornrows are. So these are kind of like cornrows. They're not quite as small as like cornrows are normally. But you want to keep them nice and tight to the head. So I was gonna try and just undo this and then put a rubber band at the bottom, but it got too loose when I unbraided it up until that point and then was gonna put the elastic back in. So I just decided to fully re-braid it, which in the long run, I'm gonna be happy I did because it's gonna look way better. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. And now I'm gonna put in an elastic. Right at that base. Right there. Okay, tug on that to make it nice and tight. And undo the next one. Like I said, I'm undoing them one at a time so that they're still separate and like not in my way. Now this one, we're gonna braid up this way instead of around and down. So probably just like this much hair, like that, if you can see. I'm not gonna section this one because I'm just gonna make the line with my sections as I'm grabbing hair. Like this, so just take a little bit, bring it up. because this is coming up towards the ponytail. You want to make sure you're directing your hands in that direction too. Okay, and somewhere about there, we're gonna stop. I'm gonna braid this one a little bit further past so that it stays a little bit tighter in the hair elastic, because this one has a few less stitches than the first one on the top. Okay, grab the hair elastic and get that hair out of the way. So then pull it up and in this. Go to the base and secure. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and I'll just speed through that part until we put it up into a ponytail. Okay, now that the braids are done, I'm going to flip my head over and put it up into a ponytail right there. So I brushed it up into the ponytail. I do want to make sure that this hair coming up into it isn't covering the braids. So like this piece here is kind of up and over, so take that down and around. Check the other side. Feels good. Get it up to the height you want. And secure it. All right, so this is the second look. Moving on to the third look, which is super simple after having done these two. It only requires taking out braids and this ponytail and then putting the ponytail back in. So let's do it. I think this is a really cute hairstyle if you were just to wear it down too. All right, now that those braids are out, I'm going to flip my head up and do another ponytail, and that concludes the third look. There it is, the third look. So this one was just a braid up until the ponytail. The last one was 3 braids into the ponytail. So that's why I said the first hairstyle kind of morphs into the next 2. And now we're going on to something a little bit different. But of course they're all very similar because they're all Dutch braids. Let's move on into the fourth hairstyle. The fourth hairstyle is 2 Dutch braids with 2 little cornrows, which are Dutch braids, because that's the method of folding the hair underneath to create the braid. We're gonna do a center part. Maybe I'll do the other parts first, actually. So basically we're gonna do a Dutch braid along the side, and then we're gonna do a cornrow here that goes right into that braid. So I'm going to section this first, actually. So I'm gonna do kind of like above the eyebrow. Yeah, just like right above the eyebrow. draw my line across towards the back, section that out. Okay. I'm going to clean that up here in the front part of it. Okay, so now that I have that section, which I'll show it to you better in just a moment, I'm going to take this hair and put it in the elastic so that it's totally out of my way. Okay, so that's there. And this is this section. So it's nice and clean for the most part. I actually can't see the back there. And because I'm still moving in slowly, I don't have all my stuff here, and I forgot an extra mirror to even like look behind me. So, all right, cornrow this, Dutch braid, cornrow, Dutch braid. Let's go. When I do a cornrow, I start really, really tiny. And you want to keep it really, really tight. And I like the hair a little slick, so either wet or gel of sorts. The sections you're adding in are also going to be pretty thin. So this style was most likely worn with extensions in the movie to add volume to her hair. Now, of course, I'm not using extensions. And when I say that, I mean like braiding hair and adding it in as you braid to make the braids bigger. This I'm going to elastic towards, not the middle, but I don't want to do it at the base of it. I want to do it like right here so that I can get rid of the elastic later, but keep the braid nice and tight. Whew, that one's an arm workout. Now we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna do that side, and then we'll do the 2 Dutch braids. All right guys, now we are going to separate the hair down the middle so that we have the 2 sides for the Dutch braids, and then we're going to Dutch braid. All right, I'm going to brush this through because it's gotten a little tangly, and then we'll go ahead and do the Dutch braids. And again, we'll kind of speed through that part because we already have done that a lot in this video, so you probably don't need to watch it again. And just a reminder, I do have that tutorial in the description box. It's in a playlist called Back to the Basics, How to Dutch Braid. So at this point, I'm going to take the elastic out of the braid, the cornrow that we did, because I'm going to now add the cornrow into that section right there when you get down to like right here, and then continue braiding. So here I want to make mention of how I do my sectioning for the top. I want to find that first section of hair that I grabbed. So I pull my finger towards that part, match it on the other side, find it, okay? So about right here so it's even. Then I come up here, find this section where it ended and then draw my finger here to the other finger, and then you should have the same amount of hair, at least the same angle and everything on this side as you did on that side when you began. All right, guys, this is the 4th hairstyle, all completed. I like this one a lot. I've actually worn something like this very, very similar to this if it wasn't the exact same. I don't remember if I did 1 or if I did 2 that went back into these braids. But you can go back on my Instagram and find that I was rock climbing. I'll put it right here. Pretty fun. Good time. Okay, so yeah, this is the 4th one. I hope you guys enjoy this. I like this one a lot. It's pretty good. Let's get on to the last one, and probably the hardest one, just because there's a lot more cornrows involved. But it's fun, so let's give it a go. For the last hairstyle, which is the number 5, I said that really weird. The 5th hairstyle, number 5, we're going to be doing many little cornrows. So it's gonna be all this section. So I'm gonna go from behind my ear up to the top here. Section that and have it look something like, hold on, something like that. Okay, and then that's really uneven on that side, isn't it? Huh? Let's try that again. Up to there. Good. That side's okay. Okay. Okay, just kind of like a rounded section from the front, okay? So all of the other hair in the back, we can put in the hairband. Where did my hairband go? Here we go. I'm just gonna brush it just a little. Get this out of the way. Okay, I think I'm just gonna even tuck that in my shirt just because I want the ends of that out of the way too. So this is gonna be cornrowed up until that back point. So they're all gonna go like here, 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 here kind of thing. And then you're not gonna cornrow the entire thing. So like once you finish running, like when you run out of hair, you're gonna stop braiding and put the elastic in. And so it's gonna be braided, rubber band, loose hair. Okay? So I'm just gonna kind of do the sections as I go. I think I'm gonna start at the top, go down, and then go down. Sorry I'm looking at my mirror so much. It's kind of hard to do these kind of braids without looking. So first section, we'll do over the middle, so Let's see. Do we look even? Seems a little off. But I almost want to make it smaller by going less on the other side. All right. First cornrow we're going to do here. I'm going to speed through some of this, and then I might not film the entire thing all the way through. I might just like kind of come back when I'm totally done to show you what it all looks like when it's done. But I'll show definitely a good amount of it. Maybe I'll do like this side and then I'll cut it out so you don't have to watch the whole thing, because it's just like monotonous. It's just can be all the same stuff. All right, guys, this is the finished look of the 5th hairstyle. I hope you love it. So all of these hairstyles are worn by different women in the movie who play the widows. My hair texture is not the same as all of theirs, so obviously these are gonna look different based on your hair texture, mine, and the actresses that play the widows in the movie. Be sure to give this video a like and comment down below which one is your favorite and if you're going to try any of these hairstyles, because I think they're super fun. I know this video was probably a long one. That's why I kind of sped through a lot of the actual braiding. But please, if you need more tutorials like to break down how to learn those braids, I have those linked down below. Give those a watch too. Be sure to subscribe to my channel too so you don't miss any of my next fun videos. I do have lifestyle videos as well as like braiding hairstyle videos and cosmetology education. So if you have any requests, please leave them down below. And I'll hope to see you guys real soon. Like I said, if you subscribe, I'll see you soon because I do post every Thursday. Okay guys, that's it for Black Widow's the Marvel Universe's Black Widow's movie, Widow's Hairstyles. I don't know how I'm gonna name this one yet to kind of bring that down into one little thing, but that's what it was, the hairstyles from Black Widow. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!